Are you afraid of anger or afraid of what it says about you? Like when someone crosses the line, disrespects you, ignores you, talks down to you, and you just smile, nod, and swallow it. But then hours later, you're replaying the whole thing in your head. Your jaw's tight, your chest is heavy, and you're pissed, not just at them, but at yourself, for not speaking up, for always staying quiet, for letting it slide when it never feels okay. You bury it, again, but it doesn't go away. Anger doesn't have to be this thing you bottle up or feel guilty about. Honestly, it can be one of the most powerful things you've got, if you know how to use it. The fire you feel when something pisses you off, that usually means something's off, unfair, messed up, or crossing a line. Instead of stuffing it down or labeling it as bad, try seeing anger for what it really is. Your mind and body calling out something that matters to you. When you actually sit with your anger without exploding, just letting it rest, you'll see that it's not just rage, it's energy. And if you can channel it right, it can push you to make real changes. Whether it's something in your personal life or something bigger going on around you, anger can sharpen your focus. It can help you speak up, take action, or finally walk away from what's been dragging you down. You can even learn to use anger strategically. Expressing it, not exploding, but showing it with purpose, can snap people to attention, reset a situation, or rally energy where there was none. When you use it on purpose and keep your cool, it's not about freaking out, it's about showing up strong. Anger also has a way of protecting your space. When someone disrespects you, when they cross your line, you can use anger to speak up, set boundaries, and demand respect without apologizing for it. It's not about being dramatic, it's about defending your peace, your values, and your sense of self. That's not weakness, that's strength. Sure, stuffing anger down might feel easier at the moment, but ignore it long enough and it'll eat you alive. You'll carry that weight around and it starts leaking out in ways you didn't expect. Resentment, burnout, snapping at the wrong people. Anger has something to say. When you actually listen, you can start fixing what's wrong, within you or around you. When you speak it out, calmly but firmly, you make room for real talk and real change. You stop pretending everything's fine and actually start dealing with it. And when people see you don't just sit back and stay quiet when something's wrong, that shifts how they treat you. That kind of presence earns respect. You're showing up for yourself, and others start showing up differently too. Anger also gives you the energy and determination to fix what's broken. Whether it's in your relationships, your workplace, or your community, the more you face it, the more you figure yourself out. You learn your triggers, you get clearer on what you care about, and what you won't tolerate. By working through your anger, you start understanding yourself more deeply. You become more self-aware. You learn what triggers you, what your values are, and what you're willing to stand for. That kind of reflection builds emotional intelligence and makes you more resilient in the long run. When people know you're not someone to mess with, that you'll stand your ground, you become safer to be around, not scarier, because they know where the line is. They know you mean what you say, and that balance makes everything stronger. Relationships, boundaries, respect. Anger doesn't always mean chaos. Sometimes it's the first step towards resolution. When you bring it out into the open, not to hurt, but to heal, it shines a light on what's been hiding. And that's where real conversations start. But here's the thing. Anger doesn't just show up when someone crosses a line or even because you're mad. Sometimes it's covering something you don't want to deal with. Something vulnerable you've buried deep. When you feel not good enough, when shame or insecurity creeps in, anger can feel like protection. It lets you take control when you feel powerless. It makes you look strong when deep down you feel exposed. That edge you feel, that urge to lash out or shut down, it's not always about what's happening in front of you. Sometimes it's about what you're trying not to feel. It feels like you're standing your ground, But most of the time, you're just avoiding what's underneath. Anger gives you a rush that feels like power. For a moment, it puts you back in the driver's seat, but it doesn't last. And the fear, the shame, the ache, it's still sitting there, untouched. When anger becomes your go-to, you end up more disconnected from people and from yourself. You get caught in the same loop. Pain shows up, you react, you push it down, and nothing actually shifts. You stay stuck. But the moment you see that pattern for what it is, you've got a chance to break it. You don't need to unpack every emotion in detail. You just need to be honest with yourself about what you're carrying. Anger isn't always about what pisses you off. It's often about what you hurt first. And once you stop trying to fight it or silence it, you give yourself the space to understand it. That's when real change starts. Under all that frustration, there's often a part of you that never felt safe. That part learned to defend itself with anger. It was never about rage. It was about survival. Anger shows up when you feel backed into a corner, when you feel small, unheard, or out of control. If you keep trying to bury it, you'll keep missing the truth it's pointing to. But if you pay attention without judging yourself, you start to get clear. And with that clarity, things can finally start to shift. When the pain gets too heavy to hold, it's easier to throw it at someone else. You get reactive, cold, defensive. You blame others, even if they're not the reason. Anger feels solid, but it doesn't fix anything. It just keeps you distant. You start seeing the world as dangerous. You assume everyone's against you. That mindset cuts you off from connection, from honesty, from your own sense of self. There's a quiet belief that often drives this. The feeling that there's something broken in you. Not that you've messed up, but that you are, at your core, not enough. That belief can push you to overachieve, to keep your guard up, to stay emotionally out of reach. And when those strategies don't work, anger steps in again, louder this time. But no outburst, no wall, no cold shoulder is going to fix what's inside. The only way through is by meeting it with awareness and some damn compassion. Acceptance isn't about giving in. It's about making space for all the parts of you, even the ones you've been trying to hide. When you stop fighting with yourself, you stop needing anger to do it for you. That's when the healing really begins. It starts when you stop walking away from your own pain, when you're willing to feel what's beneath the anger without shutting down. That's when you start showing up differently. You stop reacting out of fear. You move with something steady, something real. That's the kind of strength no one can take from you. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to stop pretending that you have to be.